The listeners of this podcast, the Nerd Cave podcast, Nerd Cave, everything in general, can get Loot Crate.
Oh, yeah. Loot Crate's an amazing thing.
It is. Loot Crate is offering an opportunity to you to save 10% on a new subscription at lootcrate.com. You enter the promo BRIDGE10 for 10% savings. Now, last week we compared the people that did not know what Loot Crate was to a spider under a rock. I'm going to keep that going. You don't want to be a spider under the rock. You don't want to do that. So, if you don't know what Loot Crate is, it's a mystery crate service. And it delivers the best geek and gamer gear. From collectibles, apparel, tech gadgets, art, and other epic gear, it is like a Comic-Con in a box.
It is.
If you ever went to a Comic-Con, they got all these goodies.
The swag bags,
yeah,
what they call them.
Yeah, they got the mystery boxes, and they got all this kind of stuff. Well, Loot Crate, you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to pay those outrageous tickets. You don't have to travel down to Tampa, and they change your hotel from a suite to a regular room. You don't have to have all of that.
Now, one thing I do like about Loot Crate, not only do they deliver it to you, but I mean, you get T-shirts, you get they have everything from Marvel, gaming. We even have Game of Thrones one. Mm-hmm. We have, we put magnets on our fridge. We've even had a jump drive that was a dire wolf. I mean, there's loot box. You might not have everything in there that you love, but
you'll have something. And we talked about shirts. Like now they put a shirt in every crate, and the crates are usually about $20. Go to a store, try to buy a graphic T-shirt. It's more likely going to be around $20,
$15 to $20.
Yeah. So here you're getting a shirt and you're getting different stuff in there.
At least 4 or 5 other things.
Yeah. So by supporting Loot Crate, you support this channel right here, the one that you're watching. So sign up at www.trylootcrate.com/nerdcave and enter code BRIDGE10 to save 10% on any new subscription. So that is again www.trylootcrate.com/nerdcave and put in BRIDGE10 on your checkout and you'll get 10% off your new subscription. I love Loot Crate.
I do too. I really want to get back into it.
Now, we saw something at E3. Wasn't expecting this in the Nintendo side of things. And when they announced this, I was kind of shocked. Did I skip one? I skipped one. We're going to be out of order, but it'll be okay. Sorry about that. Adi Shankar wants to make a Metroid anime series.
Can I say?
Yeah.
I played the Metroid game on GameCube. I've played it on Game Boy. I've loved Metroid. Mm-hmm. I played her on Smash Brothers. I've always wanted a movie or like an animated short or something. Mm-hmm. Now we're getting it, possibly.
Yeah.
I'm super excited for it.
If Adi Shankar has his way, a dark and gritty Metroid animated series will be in his future. For years, Shankar has aimed to reinvent known properties in his hyper-violent and grim style. After making a name for himself as producer, Shankar caught the internet's attention with short films based on The Punisher, Venom, and even the Power Rangers. Since that time, plans have been announced for him to tackle a Dark Power Rangers TV show. That's hardly the only thing he's working on. Shankar's big focus right now is the Netflix animated series Castlevania. So he's the one that's put out Castlevania. Based on the hit video game franchise, the short but enjoyable first season has already been renewed and given twice the episode count, so going from 4 to 8. That's not a lot. I'm just saying. Mixing the supernatural and anime video game mythology and lots of violent action, the show has been a hit with fans. But Shankar never wanted to stick to a single project, wants to turn his producer eye on a number of other video game adaptations, and though it's unclear how Nintendo would feel about a non-family friendly approach to one of their properties, Shankar is keen to work with them. Now, I'm going to go ahead and bust everybody's bubble. I can pretty much bet you right now that this is not going to happen.
With it being dark, I think...
With it being anything that's dealing with a TV show or anything, it is not going to happen. And I'm going to tell you why. Mario Brothers movie.
That left a lot of nasty taste in a lot of people.
That is why. Like, if they were going to, you know, I remember 2 or 3 years ago, we had talked about a Zelda, you know, show coming to Netflix. That would never happen because Nintendo does not want its properties out there that they cannot control. They don't want to give anybody the reins, and this is not going to happen, especially if he's trying to make it a dark, gritty, violent thing. Yeah. It would be freaking awesome.
It would be.
And, you know, you look at Castlevania and Metroid are pretty much this, you know, the older games are, you know, you call it, it's, oh Lord.
I'm trying to follow you, but I'm lost.
It's a certain game type. Whatever. It's Castlevania. Like, Metroid was a Castlevania game and then got reskinned and all of that and changed over. So they share a lot of the same heritage. Yeah. I don't see this happening. Nintendo is not going to do this. So I hate to be the one that's like busting everybody's bubble and everybody's like, oh, this could be awesome. Yeah, it could be. It could be amazing, but it's not going to happen.
I hope it does. I'm going to hold out hope.
I'm being honest. If I'm wrong, great. It's cool with me. I'll be glad to be wrong on this, but I don't see Nintendo doing it.
Yeah, they are very controlling when it comes to their properties, which, I mean, might as well be.
Yeah, might as well be. But I just don't see it happening, which sucks. But there is something that's interesting that is coming to a Nintendo console that I'm not thought would ever happen again.
Me either.
WWE 2K18 is now coming to the Nintendo Switch. Now, Seth Rollins came out and he was like, hey, playing on my Switch. He was like looking at a Switch, pressing buttons. Nothing. I'm sure it looked just like this. But he was over there pressing buttons. His hair's all wet and greasy looking.
Like usual.
Like usual, because he's the cover artist this year. You know, he's over here, I'm just playing my Switch. WWE 2K18 coming to the Nintendo Switch. That was pretty much about it. That's all I remember of the commercial. But it's interesting because they said WWE 2K18 will now be released on the Nintendo Switch as well as the PS4 and Xbox One. Now, the Xbox and PS4 is supposed to be released on October 17th. They haven't clarified. Are they all three launching at the same time? And then they said 2K has corrected an error on its original press release. WWE 2K17 is scheduled for a fall 2017 release on the Nintendo Switch. Fall officially ends mid-December, so this can mean up to a 2-month wait after the PS4 and Xbox One versions arrive, or it could simply be a way to allow any unexpected delays in production that would cause the new version to miss its intended October 17th date.
I see that happening. I see it coming out a good month or month and a half after.
Yeah, I do too, especially if they didn't release it, like say that it was going to release right up front with it. And that's I'm glad they're sort of being, cautious. honest and cautious with it, because I'd rather them be like, hey, we're not promising it on the same day. It's not going to be day and day with all three consoles. The two other consoles are going to be the same day, October 17th. This one, if we can get it out then, awesome. If we can't, it'll be later.
Well, they're still in the process of, porting games and they're in the catch-up phase with the new systems right now.
And that's the thing is, I know Tyler Carey posted on our Facebook group yesterday, and he was talking about, is there any games that's going to be on the same level as Breath of the Wild on Nintendo Switch anytime soon, other than Mario? And I was like, to be honest, probably not for a while. And there's a lot of awesome indies out there. Snake Pass is really cool. Mr. Shifty's out there as well. There's a lot of stuff out there that's on the indie side of thing, but the level of detail and just immersion that you get with Breath of the Wild is not going to be matched. Yeah. It's not going to be matched for a while until you get, more first party games. Mario is coming out, later this year. And that's one of the ones that we know about. Metroid's, years down the line, in my opinion. But the third parties, they can't just port things over. You're not going to see the new Assassin's Creed on the Switch because it's not going to run the same way.
Nope.
It's got less power. It's got all of these different things with it. And it's not just like going Xbox, PlayStation 4. There are more similar than people want to give it, but the Switch is a totally different animal, and it is good for what it is. And if you're looking for a console on the go, it is that, but you're going to have a much more limited games to buy. That's why Breath of the Wild has sold so much, because that's the game everyone wants to play, because that is the big game for the system. It's sold more than the system has.
Yeah.
The last time the numbers came out. So I'm glad that they're putting WWE on the Switch.
Yeah.
I see that I know NBA probably will be coming out with it. I can't remember if it's been confirmed, but I see that people are just trying to feel what it's like. They're going to get their big numbers from the other two consoles and then see what the Switch is going to do with their third-party stuff.
Yeah.
They're not going to allocate a ton of time to bring over properties until they see that there's
there's
people,
a return.
Yeah, and that's all good and well. Now, one game that has seen so much support, I love it, I enjoy it. It's Kiki Mama.
Nope.
Kiki Mama.
No, it will forever be.
Friday the 13th, this game, single player DLC, will be free. Now that is awesome.
Oh yeah, I love it when games do this, because it's a nice surprise to the usual. Oh, you want the rest of your game? $20 or $30 with Destiny.
Or you could be Star Wars Battlefront. You want the rest of the maps? Pay for the game again, $60. Gun Media has announced that free single player content will be wingings. That's wingings, right? Wingings.
Wingings its way to the publishers. Okay.
That is weird.
All right, whatever.
Will be making its way to the publisher's troubled Friday the 13th game at some point. Speaking to GameSpot, the company also confirmed that it is working on fixing more performance issues with the game, which launched a few months back and had more than a few teething problems. Thankfully, due to the huge amount of support we've received from fans, our team has been able to expand work on future content and coincided with our focus on fixing performance issues. We're incredibly excited to share the news very soon, including more on the upcoming single-player mode that will be available at no additional cost. Now, have you played Friday the 13th?
I have not.
Have you seen anything?
Yes.
Okay, so you've seen some. I've played, on stream a couple of times. I've just played, sitting here and everything. And I really enjoy the game. It is buggy as all get out. Like the animations are buggy. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Once you start an animation, you can't stop it. Like if you're like sitting down a trap, like you can't like escape that. It's just kind of like it's there. But the game is really fun. Like it really is fun.
My little brother Trevor is telling me to get it because he plays.
Yeah, it's worth the play. And I want to do a community game night in the future with Friday the 13th. So if you're interested in that, let me know. But it is, yes, and some of the facial everybody complained about Mass Effect's facial animation. But yeah, of course, this is an indie right there. But that's every game match starts with that. Every game match starts with the shock of that guy's face. But with the game, it is really fun. Like, yeah, you can work with people. I hardly ever work with anybody because I never wear a headset because I'm usually streaming it. So I don't like talking to people while I'm doing it. But playing as Jason is the best thing ever. Like,
because you're hard to kill.
Well, you're hard to kill, and murdering the counselors is just a ton of fun. It is. And it's like, I remember one match I was playing, there was two people, like I kept chasing them to house, and I finally got them. It was so gratifying. Like I got them in the woods. I was like, boom, dead, boom. And it's just that gratifying moment. I didn't get that many that time, but you get better each time, and you're figuring out how, because the game doesn't really explain it, how to play as him, but it's so fun. And playing as a counselor, like you've really got to like resource manage. You've got to kind of figure out how to play the game. Each game is a new one, but you're learning more and more of what you can do.
Is it a time limit that you have to get?
You get 20 minutes in the game.
So if you don't kill them, the counselors win.
Yeah, they survive. And that, like you don't get punished as Jason, like, your mom tells you to come home pretty much. And that's pretty much on each one of them. But, you have different options of escape as a counselor. You can call the police when they show up. You have to escape on, and it doesn't tell you where they're going to be until they show up and one of the exits, and you have to make it there. But Jason also knows where they're at. So he can like spawn in front of them and try to kill you before you get out there. But if he gets too close, the cops will shoot him. You can also call for Tommy, which is Kevin Bacon's character in the movie, and he comes with like a shotgun. You can fix a car and escape with a car, but that's really hard because the car drives nothing like a car. It drives like a box full of rocks. And then you have the boat, which is probably the easiest to fix. But Jason is faster than a freaking nuclear powered submarine when he's in the water. Like he is fast. He's faster than the boat when you get him in the water. It's like, and like he'll pop up and like grab you out of the boat. Yeah. It's freaking crazy, but it's a lot of fun, and there's customization. Like you can get perks and skills and everything that makes you either better at stealth or better. Like one of my guys now has the ability to start with a map. Like I don't have to find a map anymore. And if I get in a car, I drive it 20% faster than anybody else because I have that perk and everything. So it's just nice. Like that is in there. You unlock kills from Jason and everything. And it's very gruesome, but it's a lot of fun. But seeing that there's actually going to be a single player down the road is keeping this up and alive. Yeah. And I'm curious to see what the single player is. Like, do you play as the counselors? Do you play as Jason? What's the story here? Is it going to be pretty much a movie in the game, like an unreleased script or something? Because that would be really pretty cool. So I'm excited to see that and seeing that they're putting more and more effort into the game to make it better, because there is a lot of things that still need to be fixed.
Yeah, I mean, it's an indie game, so give them some time.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. Now, if you enjoyed that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you want gaming content, you can go over to Nerd Cave Gaming right there. If you want to support us, you can check out Patreon right there. If you want more videos, check them out right here. Go ahead, pick one of them. I wonder which one you're going to do. If you're going to be cool, you'd pick any of them. All 4 of them. You'd be awesome.